Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Abraham. Once again, welcome to this series of tutorials. Today, we'll be looking at test-driven development. It's a very short tutorial. It's just looking at the basics of test-driven development, how to use it, and you know, testing your app. Okay, fine. So before I actually get started in this tutorial, I would like really encourage you guys to check out kenyatech.com. This is one of my blogs and I have a lot of content. So actually most of these tutorials in this on Flask are actually related. So if you go to kenyatech.com, find building Flask RESTful API using Flask. This tutorial is actually directly related to this. We have some of this. So it actually starts from getting started with Flask, what are APIs, building as APIs with the Flask, and now using Flask RESTful to build APIs, and now we are doing testing. Okay, so please read these four major Flask tutorials before you actually come here. So all this code is on GitHub, and I'll definitely share the link to the description of this link. So all you can just go to kenya-tech.com to get nearly everything you need to know on this tutorial. So yeah, welcome. So in this tutorial, we're just going to use basic fundamental of programming, test-driven development. Unfortunately, we'll just be learning on how to test and how to write test, and definitely some few things about test-driven development. It's nothing much more technical in this tutorial. So it's just a matter of trying to understand both concepts of how to write your test on of a Flask application, and definitely running your test to see how it works. In the next tutorial, definitely we'll be covering how to automate testing and integrate Travis CI and test coverage. So right now it's pretty much it, nothing much complex. Okay, yeah. So let me just get started. So I have this presentation. For this presentation we'll be going to live demo. It's nothing like quite much hard to look about. Yeah, cool, let's get started. So test-driven development is a software development approach where tests are actually written first, and then you write the code, the minimum code for the test to be fulfilled. Then you can definitely refactor the code often as necessary in order to make the test pass and to widen the scope of your application. So how does this work? So in most cases, it's like, I should explain it this way, it's like communicating expectation to a customer. So like, hey, I'll be bringing you 100 items. Okay, then you go ahead and deliver the item. So when you deliver exactly 100 items, you're good. So you can probably just add some few more and definitely test. Or if the otherwise happens, you told me you'll be giving me 100 items and you only deliver 20 or deliver 150, I'll be like, no, I don't want 120, I don't want 20. So in this case, I'll have to send you back and say, boss, I only need 100 items. So that is generally the major concept of test. Why is it very important? In most software projects, you'll definitely find like you're collaborating between stakeholders who doesn't understand the code, product designer, UI UX designer, and things like that. So in most cases, these people have the product requirements. So it's the first thing that you need to do when writing the test is to check out the product requirements. So when a user is supposed to submit data, you need to be like, this type of data needs to be submitted and this should be the response. So you need to go ahead and write the test to test for the specific response and the data being submitted. When you submit that, originally those tests will definitely be failing. So in that point, you're just communicating, hey guys, this is what you should expect, and then they'll like, tick, this is what you want, tick, this is what you want, tick, this is what you want. So after that, you go ahead and write your test. Okay, so you go ahead, write your test. Go ahead, write your test. Nothing really much there. After that, you now basically go ahead and write the code to make the test pass. Okay, so after making the test pass, it becomes now pretty much easy to deliver for them. Now this is what I told you I'll be giving you guys. Here it is. If the test doesn't pass, it doesn't mean that your test is wrong. It means that your code is wrong. It means that what you guys agreed on is not what you're actually giving. So you need to go ahead and check your code. Maybe sometimes your test, some few lines of test might be worse, but it's not like changing the expectation. So definitely that is the simple test concept. Okay, so this is just flowchart. Write test will definitely fail. Write the minimum code. If the test fail, uh, if the test fail, yes, you're just, so if the test fail, you need to definitely come and rewrite the code, refactor the code. So if the test fail, no, refactor the code and test again, just in that bare loop. If the test doesn't fail, it's okay. Okay, yeah, nothing like much from to talk about. Sorry, my phone is connected to my laptop and that's why you're using WhatsApp post. So there are 4 types of Python test libraries that we'll be looking at here. So we have unit test. This purely built into Python. You don't really need to import it, okay? There's PyTest, NoStest, and DocTest. The 3 remaining ones, PyTest, NoStest, and DocTest, these are, we normally call them test runners, okay? So we normally call them test runners. The reason why we call them test runners is as much as we'll be using NoStest or PyTest, we'll be still using unit test as the imported library. So yeah, um, I think that's it. When writing your test, you need to adhere to some specific PEP 8 standards. I'll put a link in the description of this video. You need to derive your class. You need to test your test case. This where you're deriving all your test cases. So tests are usually being made from a specific test case, and you'll definitely see this when we're doing this practically. So it's just a matter of, hey, this is where I'm actually testing. So you'll be using test cases that are associated with a specific parameter function. Then your function needs, all your functions need to be start with test. So if you are testing for login, test user login, you need to write test underscore user underscore login. Okay, so that at least by the time I read all your test method, it needs to be like, so run your, at the end of your test, just put unit_test.main, just the same way we're using app.run. In this case, using unit_test.main, just to know that, hey, these are main file. In most cases, what usually happens is for an application, you'll have more than one test file, okay? And you don't want to keep on running one by one. So you need to go ahead and tell your application, hey, please read this specific directory, you'll find a bunch of files, okay? So you need to go ahead and identify those files and run run them one by one. So in that case, there's a need for test discovery. And if you click a link in this video, it will definitely show you how to go about that. So but then when you use something like NoStest or PyTest, it's pretty much easier. The only thing you need to go ahead and do is name all your test file to start with test underscore something. So if I'm testing for my blog, in this case I'll just say test my blog. If my blog had specific things, I had users and now post and everything, I'll be like test user.py, test blog.py, test comments.py, test likes.py, and everything. So all those things start with, yeah. So name, so also just make sure that you name your test class starting capital T, and all class names should also be camel case. So I think that's according to PEP 8 standard. Name test functions or test methods starting with test underscore something. Yeah, it's pretty much easier into that. To begin writing your Python test, you need to use the unit test module that comes with Python. And definitely that's it. Check out my link and let's get real. This will great, yay! Test will be running, okay? Yeah, let's definitely try to get our hands dirty into this and see how this works. Please note that by the end of this, I'll be having a tutorial attached to this. Check a look at it. It's generally all about building tests using Python web framework, and yeah, that's it. Yes, this is it. Writing tests for RESTful API. It's still work in progress. Just check it out, leave a comment, share, and everything will be fine. So as of now, we're definitely going to make sure that we are in the directory where we were working yesterday. Okay, so we are here. If we are less here, just to show you, this is the file. Okay, so right now I had actually written most of the test. Is it like I'm going to start from scratch? If you're reading the blog, you're definitely going to find the code. So let's dig in. Let's dig in. Cool. So this is my test file, and I'm definitely going to explain this and try to refactor this code out, because I had actually written this for the sake of the blog. I'm definitely going to try to refactor this out so that at least you guys understand how this works. So the first thing, I'm going to use JSON. You guys are definitely going to understand why I'm using JSON, but I have to import JSON. I have to import unit test. Then furthermore, we are testing our app. So our app is majorly residing in our run.py file. That's why I'm saying from run import this app. So this is the name of Flask app. So this is what I'm actually importing. Okay. Yes. Then I'm definitely giving it test class name and inheriting unit test case resources. Very important. The first method here is called setup. Setup is usually being used like constructor. Okay, constructor for our test. It holds everything that we would rather keep on repeating each and every time, so you just hold them, then keep on using them over and over again. So that's why we put it. It's specific, and the spelling needs to be like this: setup. Okay, pretty much simple. Otherwise, you definitely go ahead and keep on repeating this, it will still work for you. Doesn't like so self.app is equals to the app that we imported here, then self.client is equals to self.app here, the test client. The test client function here is an inbuilt function that definitely going to run our application, and it's generally being used for tests. Then we have self.data. Also, this is just self.data, just the same, just because I'll be posting in each and every one. If I'm testing for a post, I'll definitely need to go ahead and post. Okay, if I'm testing for get, I'll definitely need to post first then get. Okay, if I'm testing for how do I call it, if I'm testing for edit, I'll definitely go ahead and edit, and that's it. So it's pretty much simple, and that's why I'm definitely not interested in repeating data each and every place. So just put it in the setup, then at least I cover it once and for all. So first thing, test for posting a blog. So this is how a post looks like, a posters looks like. So I'll be like, hey, self.client.post. So this post here refers to the method request type. Okay, then for post, I need to take in the first thing is the path, the data I'm actually posting, which because it should be JSON, I'm converting into JSON, and that's why I imported JSON here. Okay, then I'm passing for it this, then this is what we call the content type. So the content type is what we used to have in here. So usually when you come to authorization, when you come to headers, we're always providing content type, and it's automatic, just to tell, hey, this is the type of data I'm actually sending. Right now we don't have any authentication. So in case we had authentication, I could have definitely provide authorization here. So like we don't really have this right now. When authorization, I'll be providing bare access token, but right now we don't basically have that one there. So content type only, this is what we have. Okay, thumbs up. So once we send this request, we'll listen for the response, and right now I was only testing for the status code. Okay, so when you a successful post, I expect a status code of 201. So I'll be like, hey, self.assert equals assert equals status code is equals to 201. Okay, I can definitely add this and say self. So when I post is equals to assert equal, so not assert equal, there are definitely many types of assert. Okay, so there is JSON dot resp JSON blog ID. So how do we know this? So when we on a successful post, what is one of the things that is actually being returned is what we call the blog ID. This is also the message. So you can just say message should be created. So those are the things we need to be testing for. So you can just hey, that is it. Self dot assert equal resp dot json. Okay. No. Message is equals to created. Okay, so the k such true, there is an element of blog ID, and the response there is message which is actually being returned. It's definitely called created. So that's how we write a post one. Forget, it's assumed that we actually posted up here, so you just get forget you don't need data, so you just link the URL and the content type or the headers and listen for the status code. We definitely have forgetting a single one, so I think there's something here. Yes, so I just provide an ID of one by default if it starts, because this is a list, it's not like a database. Okay, so it's a list, so when I run it automatically it will be starting the entire list, the entire data structure, and starting from ID number one. So I don't like really assume it up, so I'll be like path, but that is definitely different from what I had in the second one. So right now you can have this in the second one depending whichever way, but I was actually trying to demo something. Okay, so I have int id, so I could definitely go ahead and replace int id here, but we'll see that one is what I have done here in the next one. So I'll be like, okay, fine. So I first of all, for me to test getting a single one, it means I have to post first, then try to get. Okay, editing, I have to post first, get that ID. So how do I get the ID of that blog? Just in order to help me build the URL, just converting into int blog ID, and yeah, as I have the path, I can try to put, okay, and provide the path JSON data, and because I'm now editing, I'm taking the next updated data. That's it. Listen for the response. Okay, status code, depending whichever way that you will be having it, then deleting, pretty much sure. Okay, so that's it about testing. Then you definitely have to add this line just to show it how it works. So right now you are done, and it's time now to go ahead and run our test. So to run our test, the first thing you need to go ahead and say pip install nos. So I'm just installing nos test. I already have it installed, that's why it's saying requirements in. So to run our test, we'll just be saying nos test my blog.py success. Okay, sometimes if you want to run it verbose means like, hey, show me what you're actually running. Okay, so let's say test nos test -v, it's actually showing me the tests that are actually running. Okay, and what is the expected output. So we have 5 tests, and that's it. Please note that this is not a single test. Test is this one test, not this specific line. Okay, so that's why it's getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests. So this is the bare minimum test that you can actually write. However, this our test has a lot of redundancy. There's some codes you can definitely edit here. So I'll just probably want us to, also teach us how to best write tests. So you can have post, and in this case we just pass for it the blog self path. For posting, we're just giving path. Path is equals to blog data is equals to, that's it. Okay, so data is equals to an empty dictionary, and that's it. So once we have that, we'll be like resp is equals to, let's try to have this here. Okay, then you can say return resp. So we are actually returning the response here. Okay, We can definitely also say, you know, I want an ID. So nothing like really much mean a lot to me there. So I'll be like, so if you want to come here, I'll be like response is equals to self dot post. Okay, and I just call like that, and I'm specifically done. So okay, maybe I'll be like if not data is equals to self dot data, just to make sure that if I don't have data here, make sure that the data is equals to self dot data, just to make sure that everything's fine. So that's why I'm actually specifying that. So that's it. So right now I'll just say self dot post is equals to that, and yeah, I can now test for the rest of the things. Yeah, pretty much simple. Get, I think, is very much pretty simple, so I don't need this. So the only part I'll need this is, so instead of calling this, I'll be like self is equals to response here is equals to self dot post. Okay, so I don't keep on repeating the entire bigger line. Once I have it once, I can, you know, go ahead and keep on just listening for it. So that's just it. I think that's all I needed to show you guys. So sometimes when you have repeated functions, repeated code, you can decide to put them in a function and you just recall them over and over again. Okay, like right now I know, like I'm returning rest, but in most cases I'm doing this redundant post here because I need this blog ID. I can come even here and say return response and also return the ID. Okay, so that at least I know what I'm I know what I'm definitely looking for. Then it becomes pretty much easier. Still, when I run my test, they'll be passing. That like they'll be failing. Okay, so that's one of the best ways to run your test. Right now, that's it from this video. Please note that this is just for practice session. You can definitely go ahead and just do something different. Remember to subscribe to this video on my tutorial on my remember to subscribe for my YouTube channel here. Leave a comment in my blog. You can leave a comment in my video here. Share with your guys, promote this page, and you know, you never know, check this channel tomorrow or Sunday. I'll be making another video on how to integrate Travis CI, and definitely just working with the Travis.yml file, automating the test, working with the racing PRs and everything, so that at least we're okay. Okay, cool. Thank you. Have a good day, man.